Today on Let's Fish TV, we have a very special show for you. We're at a place that we shot on last year, caught a couple big bass, but there's no way that we even scratched the surface. Today's even more special. We're in Grand Bayou, Louisiana, and I'm telling you right now, guys, you're not gonna wanna miss today's episode. We've got all kinds of cool things from the brand new active target tube and some brand new plastics from Strike King. It's going down today. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now. Oh my gosh. Check that out.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southeast region every week.
Cobia, big one, and a monster. Look at that.
That's a Tawakoni giant.
This is Let's Fish.
Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we're at Grand Bayou, Louisiana. Last year we scratched the surface. We caught one real big one. Today's goal is to catch multiple big ones. We're gonna be targeting largemouth bass this post-spawn summertime. We're gonna be fishing offshore using our active target tube and some really cool plastics from Strike King. It's a winning combination. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region from our insider reporter. In the meantime, I'm gonna get this Bass Cat Mercury launch, get everything set up. We'll toss it back to the studio for your weekend planner.
Hey everyone, these Salooner tables are showing good fishing conditions throughout the weekend. Peak daytime activity will start around midday at 12:13 Saturday and 1:17 on Sunday morning. Nighttime action picks up around midnight on Saturday and 12:52 Sunday night. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 6:21 and set around 8:33. And evenings will be bright with a full moon this weekend. We'll be right back to check all of the current fishing reports from throughout the area, and I'll return with Bassmaster Elite Angler Daryl Gleason to answer this week's Ask the Pro question.
Today on Grand Bayou, we have some really good weather. You know, we're the early post-spawn, the fish are starting to move offshore, and the fishing is getting really good. You know, weather-wise, it's supposed to be almost dead, slick, calm today. High sun, 80, 90 degrees. That's the perfect days for the post-spawn because it pulls those fish off the bank and the fish tend to bite. I've got a good feeling about today. I think we're gonna smoke them today. This lake has them and I can't wait to show you. Let's get out there and see what we can do. All right, bit it. Oh. We got it. Oh yeah, it's a big one, guys. Oh yeah, there we go. That's a really big one. I saw him go over there. Oh my gosh, that's a really big one. Oh, guys, this is what Grand Bayou is all about right here. Spinning rod, 10-pound test line. All right, he's coming up. Just gotta take your time with them when they're that size. All right, there we go. Come here, big baby. Oh, check that out, fellas. Oh my gosh. Look at the size of that bass. You want to talk about some big bass in Louisiana? Welcome to Grand Bayou. This place has got giants in it. And he ate that thing. I mean, my whole hand's in his mouth. He ate that wacky worm so deep. Here we go. Man, check that fish out, guys. I mean, that's every bit of 6.5, 7 pounds. Let's get this fish back. She's post-spawn. Let's get her back real quick and we'll talk a little bit more about Grand Bayou and what we're doing and how we're targeting these fish, catching these big old bass. Today we're at Grand Bayou and I really like catching big fish on a spinning rod, and I've been told by all the locals here how many great giant bass there are. And as a personal challenge to myself, a lot of times I will pick up a spinning rod just because I enjoy the fight on a spinning rod. You know, today I'm using the brand new, this is the new custom light spinning reel And I really kind of wanted to torture test it a little bit. You know, I've caught a bunch of bass on it so far this year, but I hadn't caught a lot of real big ones on it. And I wanted to kind of see how the drag performed and what I could do with the rod. And I'm gonna tell you, that drag was perfect in that situation. I mean, you're talking a 7-pound bass, 10-pound braided line to a 10-pound Strike King fluorocarbon leader. I mean, my heart's going like this right now. I know you can't hear it, and I was using my Lowrance Active Target 2, and I was scanning around, and I looked under that dock, and I saw that fish sitting there. First cast, I missed the cast. Second cast, I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I'm there. And all of a sudden, I see the fish move, and I'm like, man, I think that fish might have eaten it. But I was shaking it, and my line had swam out from underneath the dock. So it's all about paying attention to your surroundings. Pay attention to that active target, man. I can't stress it enough how important it is to pay attention to it. So we got a little thing figured out. Hopefully we'll be able to expand on a little bit more.
Hey y'all, welcome to my favorite part of the show, the Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia Coastal Fishing Report. This segment's brought to you by me, Captain Patrick Armisen with Ugly Fishing. You can check out my website at uglyfishing.com. You can book online as well as some money-saving opportunities on the homepage. Along the Mississippi coast, the guys are raving about the speckled trout bite going off. Many areas holding a lot of speckled trout in the marsh, feeding on shrimp, producing a lot of numbers in those areas. Along the Georgia coast, the guys are talking about speckled trout, redfish really firing off, flounder bites picking up, and the triple tail out on the beaches. Along the Alabama coast, we're seeing a lot of the same things. Speckled trout deep around the reefs and rigs down the lower end of the bay and middle part of the bay. Redfish along the edges of the bay around structure like docks and stumps and rocks. Those are holding a lot of redfish. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's report. Y'all keep what you need, leave the rest, and God bless, guys.
There we go. Oh, there's a nice one. Guys, today we're at Grand Bayou, Louisiana. We're right at the start of the post spawn. And we're using a brand new worm from Strike King that I'm really excited to show y'all. God, nice bass there on a drop shot. Oh, there we go. Check that out. God, that's a nice one there, guys. Post spawn fish, good healthy fish. Here in central Louisiana, this is probably one of the most premier largemouth bass fisheries that you're gonna find. I mean, check that fish out. What a nice fish. Let's get this fish back and we're gonna talk about the new worm from Strike King and Grand Bayou and why you need to come here if you're in Louisiana. I did a show here last year and it was a lot of fun, but we did it in August and it was so hot. And the fishing was pretty good, but it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. But I knew if I came here at the right time of year, we would hit it really well. And that's what we've done today. We came here, it's post-spawn. The fish are just now starting to get off beds and pull out here to deeper water. And that's the way I wanted to target them. But we're using a brand new worm today. This is the Strike King filler worm. This is a hand-poured worm that Strike King designed. The color today we're using is called Lightning Bug. It's June bug with a chartreuse line on the side. You wouldn't always expect to use finesse tactics in Louisiana. You know, when I hear Louisiana, I think cypress trees, grass, flipping, frogging, heavy cover, but when you come to Grand Bayou, it's so different. You know, this lake has a lot of deep structure, stumps, brush piles. The water's still pretty dark though, you know, so that's why you have to go that June bug color. And honestly, if you're in Louisiana, you can't go wrong with a June bug color anyway. But right over my shoulder, man, they are catching a bunch of big crappie out there right now too. So, you know, it's not just a bass fishery. You can go do a bunch of different things here. We're just targeting bass today, and I'm trying to catch one of those 8 or 9 pounders for you guys to see. But I'm gonna get back to it. I think the fish are really starting to bite now, and hopefully we'll catch us a real nice one.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Visit Mississippi. Wanderers welcome. Power Pull. Total Boat Control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on. Challenge your limits.
Oh, come here, big baby. Oh, man. Check out that giant. Oh, my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's the strongest fish ever. What do I got? Oh, it's a good one. There we go. Another Grand Bayou big one. Wow. Golly, guys, this thing is strong. That's one thing I remember from last time here, is these bass were just really, really strong. And this one is no different at all. He's a super strong bass. There we go. Oh, come here, big baby. Oh, man. Check out that giant. Oh, my gosh. She wrecked that Zeus worm. I mean, absolutely wrecked. She got it down in their chompers. Let's get this hook out real quick. Oh, there we go. Oh, now my line's all caught up in there. Oh, there we go. Check that fish out, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, that thing is every bit as 5 3/4 pounder right there. I mean, it is super solid, still fat, still got her bloody tail from coming off the bed. Grand Bayou, holy cow. This place is absolutely amazing. I'm gonna get stood up here real quick. Oh, wow. Let's get this fish back. You know, she's just got done spawning. We'll get her back in the water. My heart's going boom, 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 boom. This place is unbelievable. You know, the cool thing is the first few fish I caught using my active target 2, and I was really having to be precise. I caught one big one on that wacky rigged ocho, and I caught one nice one on the drop shot filler worm. But I'm gonna tell you right now, the player of the day so far has been the Zeus worm. This is a brand new worm by Strike King. It's a 10-inch worm. It comes in a lot of different colors and has a lot of different features to it. But right there, all I was doing was Texas rigging the edge of the pads, and I caught a big one. So you don't have to have forward-facing sonar if you come to Grand Bayou, but it does help. But that bass right there, it ate the fire out of that Texas rig worm. And I'm just old school fishing, guys. I mean, 17-pound test line. Maybe we'll put in a couple more in the boat before the end of the day. I've got a good feeling about it. We're already working on a real big bag right now. So hopefully we'll catch a couple more before it's all said and done. So I'm gonna get back to fishing. The fish are biting, and you should be out here as soon as you can.
Hey guys, I hope you guys had a great Memorial weekend and enjoyed that time off on the lake and catching some big fish. Now, Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley have fishing pretty good. I've been going out there at nighttime and throwing a buzz bait, a whopper plopper, or a black and blue or black and red Colorado blade spinnerbait. And I have found that fishing bars and current breaks have been the biggest key on catching fish nighttime out there. Now let's swing over, let's go to Alabama. Alabama, Smith Lake, it's fishing pretty good. Spotted bass are chasing bait, they're out deep, they're suspending. You can throw some small little swim baits out there, crank baits, deep diving jerk baits. Now let's go to Mississippi. Mississippi, Grenada Lake's fishing pretty good. The catfish have been phenomenal right now. They're in those creek channels, anything with hard bottom, they are spawning on. Cut bait, live bait. I'll catch you guys next week. Stay safe, tight lines.
There we go. There we go. Nice one there. Oh man. The deal is sometimes you're gonna lose them. That's just part of fishing, and especially around heavy cover. I probably should have checked my line. This actual rod I'd hung up in a tree earlier, and it had a little bit of nick in it. I probably should have changed it. But guys, I'm gonna get back to it. There was a couple more fish on that tree, and I gotta get re-rigged real quick. So I'll see y'all here in just a second.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Mamba Boats, Ride with Pride, Strike King, Taiwan On, Fishing Specialties, makers of the premier mount assembly for live sonar.
That is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. That's over 6 pounds there, for sure. Probably like a 6 1/4. All right, guys, this is that fish I just broke off, and it's struggling with the bait, so we're gonna try to get over there, grab the fish, get the bait out, and release it. Let's see if we can help this fish out a little bit. I see my worm. Maybe it won't spook when we get close. Sometimes they spook. He obviously swallowed it. There we go. And that was the fish that I broke off, guys. Just like that. He's bleeding a little bit. We're gonna try to help him out a little bit here. And get this hook out of here. Yeah, we got the hook out. There we go. That's a Grand Bayou bass. That's the one we literally just broke off. Wow. So we helped her out. She has no blood coming out of her. She should be good to go. Oh, goodness. Good one. Oh my gosh. You don't think biggins live on bridge pilings, guys? Holy cow. Goodness gracious. Look at the size of that one. Oh, stay buttoned up, baby. Oh, let me just look at you for a minute. Oh, wow. Look at the size of that one. That is a monster bass. Look at the big old bug eyes on there. Look at that thing. That is a gorgeous fish. That's over 6 pounds there, for sure. Probably like a 6 1/4. I mean, let's get her back. God, just big old blown out fish. Post-spawn fish like suspending. I can't stress it enough. Get you a wacky rig ocho. Get to your nearest bridge and catch you a lunker. I'm gonna get this fish back real quick. Guys, what a bass. We are sitting at around 5 fish for just over 26 to 27 pounds today here on Grand Bayou. We're in Louisiana, okay? This is the summertime. We're not up there frogging and flipping. We're out here right now fishing a spinning rod, 10-pound test, and a wacky rigged ocho around bridge pilings, and just landed another 6-pound bass. This place, this is why I wanted to bring you guys back here. But today, one of the biggest keys was turning on that Motor Guide Tour Pro and going. I mean, like 80 or 90 on the setting and just going and using that active target until we would find those big stumps. But the other big key, and this is something I've never talked about on the show, is our batteries. You know, the batteries we're using this year are the Rely-On lithium batteries. I'm only running 3 12-volt batteries on my trolling boater. And let me tell you this. So yesterday we filmed a TV show, okay? And I've got the Power Pole Charge on here, which is the best thing in the whole world. But I've got a Power Pole Charge on here. We filmed an entire day of fishing, all day. We got back to the hotel, and guess what? The worst that could happen, there was no plugs to plug into. But I had all the faith in the world. I pulled out my Power Pole app. I looked at it, and it said that I had good enough charge on my batteries that we could fish all day today, and that's what we've done. Those Rely-On lithium batteries are probably the best lithium batteries I've ever used. I fished now with these for about 6 months, and I've never had a battery shut down. I've never had a power issue. I've never had a graph flicker when I turn it on. It is absolutely incredible how good these batteries are. I just can't say it enough, guys. You gotta have a good equipment on your boat, stuff that you can trust, that you can rely on, and the Rely-On battery is something that I can definitely rely on.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter for new fishing videos every day. And download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan or book your fishing charter at orangebeach.com. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion. Glacier outdoors since 1982.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get right over to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Donnie would like to know, what is your go-to snacks to keep in the boat? Good question, Donnie. For an answer, we asked Bassmaster Elite Angler Daryl Gleason.
Hey, Daryl Gleason here. I got asked what my favorite boat snack is, and I'm kind of special on the road. I get to travel my wife in the RV, so I'll say my favorite snack is what she makes me because I don't have to do it myself. If I'm on the road by myself, PB&J can't go wrong, and then I love the Buc-ee's cashews, honey roasted cashews. Always got a bag in the boat.
Thank you, Daryl. If you want some help as well from one of our pros, simply go to letsfishtv.com and follow that Ask the Pro link to submit a question.
Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Today on Grand Bayou, I used 3 different baits to catch my bass. I started out the day fishing a drop shot. Finesse fishing is definitely one of my strengths. And I was using a brand new worm by Strike King. It's called the filler worm. It's made for drop shot, shaky head, that kind of stuff. The color I was using is called lightning bug. It's actually a June bug with a chartreuse line down the side. 10-pound fluorocarbon to a 10-pound Strike King braid. And this is the tour grade braid. That's my favorite for a spinning rod. 7-foot medium action rod. I up the size of the rod. Typically I use a 610, but when I'm around big bass, I like to upsize that rod. And the brand new custom light. Guys, this reel is unbelievable. And then I made a big change. And when I say big, I caught big bass and I was throwing a big worm. This is a brand new worm by Strike King. It's called the Zeus worm. It's a ribbon tail worm. And it actually has some cool cuts in the appendages so you can resize your worm. So you can actually pinch off portions of the body and make it different sizes. But today we're using the full size version. June bug once again was the color. 17-pound tour grade fluorocarbon, a Pro TI, Lew's Pro TI, with the Marco Signature Series Lew's jig worm rod. This is a rod that I use day in and day out for all types of different techniques, from swim jigs, football jigs, big worms. The breadwinner today was my favorite, the Wacky Rig. This is actually a Nico rig style Strike King Ocho, 5-inch June bug, has a small lead nail weight in it, 10-pound fluorocarbon. Guys, I caught a 6 and a 7 today on the Strike King Ocho. I mean, it is day in and day out such a big fish catcher, especially during the post spawn like we're dealing with right now. I was also using the same 7-foot medium action Signature Series rod. This is actually Mark Zona all-purpose rod, and it is just one of those unbelievable rods that I can use for a bunch of different techniques. But guys, I gotta hit the road. I got a lot of stuff to do. I hope y'all enjoyed today's episode, and make sure y'all check us out next week. And until next time, I'll see you on the water.